Thanks so much, Michelle, and welcome everybody. It's week 73. Let's get this party started. I'm wearing my favorite shirt, classic logo, favorite LOB shirt with the holes. It's all back. I'm here again for a whole nother version of Startup TNT Investment Summit. Actually, before we get started, some quick housekeeping. If anyone signed up for a free beer delivery and did not receive their free beer, rest assured I am sending you a full refund in the mail. You'll receive it next week. And another voucher for a free beer for next week. Really sorry if you didn't get your free beer. Anyways, you notice we actually mixed it up. We got Sea Change beer this week, and I got Striker. Everybody know who Striker is? Does that name sound familiar to people? Striker's bassist is Adam, founder and CEO of Nanode Audio, who pitched here at the TNT Investment Summit in February. And he's actually in Korea right now with our friend Kurt Koo, who wants to build a VC fund here in Edmonton. What a small world. This is what I love about our community. And also another thought I had, if Striker can get a branded beer, why can't we? How have we not had a branded beer yet? A Startup TNT session ale. We have to build that. We will. I'm in the middle of my opening speech. My wife is here interrupting me. Classic Zoom. I'm interrupted with dinner for my beer. Thank you, Karen. Completely lost my train of thought. Okay, listen, our philosophy, as you know, is 6 simple words. Have fun, make friends, build companies. However, I was drinking my beer and saw 4 words that I think are a better description of what we're doing here tonight. It says, crush beers, not dreams. Crush beers, not dreams. I think that's what we're doing here tonight at Pitch Night. We got entrepreneurs here that are dreamers. They see the world and they say, we can make it better. And all of us in the audience here, we can help them make that better world. So listen, I'm actually going to be hanging out with our friends over in Calgary at the other Zoom meeting. I'm actually about to leave. This is Startup TNT Investment Summit number 2. I'm not running it. We got like a whole team now doing all kinds of great stuff. Tim Lynn's in charge of the Edmonton team. So I'm going to hand it over to Tim Lynn, and he's got a couple slides to share. So actually, before we do that, we need to get into TNT spirit. You need to open up your chat and send someone you don't know a message. Say hello to someone you don't know. I'm going to find someone. I might know too many people. Let me see if I can find someone here. I think I don't know this person. Send something like, hey, I'm Zach. Nice to meet you. How'd you hear about the event? Meanwhile, Tim's going to show some slides for us, and I'm actually leaving to go to Calgary. So have fun with Tim, everybody. Pitch well.
All right, what's going on? I got a Polar Park beer because I'm on a weekly subscription and I have like 100 of them. So that's what we're having tonight for me. But we have a slideshow for you. So Zach, the hype man, got us all good to go. And now I'm going to quickly run you through what the game plan is for today and what the summit looks like and everything like that. And then we'll get on with the pitches. So Startup TNT. Let's see if I can advance these slides. We got this. All right, so the investment summit. So what is this thing? We have people pitching. We're kind of doing this on a weekly basis. What is this? This night and next week are special nights. So we have 44 applicants in Edmonton that have applied to win and get $150,000 invested into the #1 deal. So we're running, it's a deal screening process. It's not a business plan competition. It's not a prize, it's an investment made by 30 investors. So what happens is 30 investors toss $5,000 into the proverbial hat, and then they run a deal screening process to determine which one of those companies that they want to get that investment made into. And the exciting part is that a lot of these folks haven't done an angel investment before. What we're doing is we're taking accredited investors, so folks that have cash. A whole chunk of them haven't done angel investing before, and we're teaching them about how to do it. And the goal at the end of the day is that they then are excited about our community. They're excited about investing in these sorts of companies and these types of deals, and they understand how to write these sizes of checks. And then the game plan is at the end of all of this, they write more than just that one $5,000 check. You know, last time we raised 125 for the #1 company, which is Drug Bank, and then we also raised another 135 for a couple other companies. So, you know, this 150K is just the beginning. And not only are we doing this in Edmonton, we're also doing it in Calgary. So the same model, 30 investors in Calgary, same concept. And then the investors in Edmonton can invest in the ones in Calgary. And what's important for the folks here is that the investors in Calgary can invest in the ones in Edmonton. So that's the summit. And that summit day is November 19th. So keep it on your radar. We're going to be good to go for that. Now, what happens tonight? Zach put the Crush Beers Not Dreams logo in here. That's awesome. So we're doing a 3-minute pitch and then 3 minutes of questions from the investors. I'm going to be a bit hard on the time. If you're pushing 3 and you don't look like you're anywhere close to being done, I'm going to step in and let you know that you're not, like, just wrap it up. We got some questions to go through. I'm prioritizing questions from the investors. If there's folks in the crowd that have some questions and you want to chime in, by all means, you can do that. I'm going to be watching the chat, but if there's investors that have questions, those ones have to be prioritized because those are the ones that actually have the money on the table. Investors, if you want to toss them into the chat for everybody to be able to see, you can do that. If you're a little bit shy, you want to just ask the question directly to me, and I can make it a bit of an anonymous question from the investor group as a whole. Happy to do that as well. I'll be watching and making sure that those questions go out. So like I said, Calgary and Edmonton are happening at the same time. Calgary, Zach had to jump over there. You know that already. And we're trying to get out some investment here. And after this, we're jumping onto Discord. If you haven't been on the Discord, it's essentially Slack with a chat, like you can, like this combined with Slack. It's pretty cool. And if you haven't signed up for beer for next week, you can still do that. It'll be a bunch of fun. Make sure you sign up on the Eventbrite. There's the ability to toss in your address and make that all happen. So make sure that you sign up for next week and you get your free beer. It'll be a good time. So here's the path for this evening. Story City's up first at 6:08, so we're already late, but hey, it's TNT. We're on the roll. Let's go. And I can't say this enough. Thank you to everybody who's been sponsoring us. We wouldn't be able to put on such a big event, but Edmonton and Calgary, we need help in order to do that. In order to get help, fortunately or unfortunately, we need to pay people to help us. And in order to do that, we need money from people to make that happen. So our good friend Jeremy from CBRE stepped up, and he's one of our best friend sponsors, and NovaBot as well. ERIN stepped up, and a whole bunch of other folks. And I've got my logo on here because I've been spending my time, and I made this deck, so I put my logo on there. But we got a lot of great folks here. And at that, I'll leave it be. Let's start building this all together. We're going to end this here. I'm going to pass it off to Jeremy. Jeremy's going to introduce himself, introduce Story City, and we'll be off to the races.
Oh man, this is so exciting. So exciting. My first TNT Summit. This is so exciting for me. I'm really happy. Thanks Startup TNT for having me on as a co-host. Let's take the co-host. Tim's doing all the hard work. I'm just here to introduce the company. So, and technical difficulties I might run into. You might see my 3-year-old run in naked talking about Ninjagos. Just let's move on from that if that happens. So, but yeah, I really appreciate you having me on. As Tim mentioned, my name's Jeremy. I'm with on our CBRE. I'm on our office leasing team. So I've worked with a lot of startup tech companies in the city with their office space requirements. It's an area our company and specifically myself and our team really want to support because we want to see this core of entrepreneurs grow in Edmonton. So with that, I'm not going to delay too much longer, but I'm going to pass it over to Emily from Story City, who's the first one up.
Awesome. Thank you so very much for introduction there, Jeremy. I'm hoping everyone can see my screen. It's lit up at a little square, so I think we're good. All right. Let's kick off. I welcome you all to Startup TNT tonight because I'm the first presenter, so I get to do that. Why go to and from work when you could be a pirate looking for pirate treasure or a private investigator trying to solve a mystery? At Story City, you get to be the hero. You get to choose your adventure. So at Story City, we transform streets into adventures by creating new ways for people to interact with our cities via our location-based storytelling platform and app. Each experience, whether it's a real-life choose-your-adventure, a puzzle trail, or historic tale through the city streets, is only accessible if you are standing in the right location. So each story is created by local writers, artists, filmmakers, or tour guides who know their cities best. So I'm Emily Craven. I am the CEO of Story City, and I've worked in the publishing industry for close to a decade. We empower content creators to make a living in the cities that they love and to help redefine stories so that there's something you're a part of rather than something you're told. Almost 45% of land in a city is actually public space, and it is currently unmonetized by digital content, except for locative gaming, which is a closed ecosystem that locks content creators out of this market at a time when municipalities, tourism, and businesses are really struggling to activate public space for the younger demographic. But no platform currently exists that connects these organizations to creators for regular, new digital content that brings cities and communities to life. Story City removes the tech from the equation, allowing creators to use methods that they already use to create and sell for the space, turning the space that a user walks through every day into a digital wonderland via their smartphones. So we have already had our MVP using a B2B paid partnerships model to bring in almost $200,000 and 40 different stories across the world. So now we want to take this platform and make it go truly global. So locative gaming is one of the fastest growing trends in mobile gaming in 2020, with augmented reality apps for local markets outperforming those by travel markets by over 100 times. So in the 4 years since Pokemon Go made our market take off, it has made almost $3 billion, with 900 million of that in 2019. And that's just one property. Imagine a platform like Story City with thousands of stories that sits in this local market sweet spot. Imagine what we could achieve if Story City were an open marketplace. Imagine a behind the scenes film tour of Sleepless in Seattle, or following the New York Ballet through the streets of Manhattan. The possibilities across entertainment and culture and tourism markets are endless. Our financial projections are based on making money in 4 ways. Our revenue in year 1 will come from story sales and partnerships, and in year 2 we'll be adding the ability to sponsor stories and for organizations to subscribe to use the platform. At the moment, we are raising $550K on a 4 mil cap safe. This gives us an 18-month runway to profitability via our phase 1 and our phase 2 milestones. At Story City, we want to make cities places that you interact with and explore rather than just walk through. And we want to empower the creatives in your city, in every city, to do this. The world is full of adventures, and I really hope that you guys will join ours. Thank you very much for having me.
Love it. I love it. So can you tell us more about, do you have any customers right now? What sort of traction do you have, and kind of who does that target customer exactly look like?
Yeah, so our target customers are at the moment mainly municipalities and cultural organizations. And so the reason why we do those partnerships as a way to push supply and demand into the marketplace is because those types of customers, the municipalities, have a really great network that allows us to tap in not only to the creator networks in cities, but also into potential users within our cities. And then it also allows us to tap into the free organic media in each of those cities as well. So some of the people that we have been working with in Edmonton, for example, include the Edmonton Fringe Festival, as well as the Found Festival here. We've also been talking to the Council Awards in Calgary, and then we've been having a chat to the Kingston Economic Development Department. So those are kind of some of the departments that we've been reaching out to across arts and culture and tourism and public engagement, to essentially build that initial profitability in the first 18 months.
Nice. And so it seems like, based on your accent and the .com.au, you started in Australia. Obviously, you're here. What does the global scaling strategy look like? Like, how easy is it to go from city to city, country to country? What does that kind of look like? What's been the reception there?
Yeah, 100%. So it's interesting in that the governments worldwide tend to run fairly similarly, particularly in the Western countries. And so what we found as we've been having our conversations over here in the US and in Canada is that the municipalities across the globe are going through the same problems. They're having that difficulty in activating that public space. They're having that difficulty in getting people to visit local businesses, particularly because of COVID. And they're having a difficulty at the moment where they've had to cancel all of their events events and programming, and they need to find a new way of being able to engage people. And so when we look at our global strategy, the way that we initially want to do it is initially to push out into the US and Canada. So we've actually shortlisted a short list of 50 cities across the US and Canada that have a population of 400,000 or greater. And the reason why we did that is because we are looking to push into local markets, not travel markets. We're looking to provide interesting experiences for local people in their own cities. That's the larger market. It's 100 times larger than the travel market. And so as part of that, that rollout strategy to going global, the idea is that we'll be setting up a series of prizes in each of these individual cities that we'll be taking small businesses in to sponsor those prizes and get the community involved. And then we'll be getting the partners involved in each of those cities as we move through on a continuous rolling basis.
Super cool. That's awesome. Well, thanks, Emily. We're going to pass it back to Jeremy. Who's up next? What's going on?
Wow, what a way to kick off that event. That was incredible. Great job, Emily. So up next, we're going to have Ali from ResumeFree, who's going to talk about a screening as a service tool. So take it away, Ali.
Hang on 1 second while I get it sharing. All right, everyone can see this now? Perfect. I'm Awele Technologies. I'm the founder and CEO of ResumeFree. And as a registered professional recruiter with 19 years of experience, I can tell you that the most expensive mistake you will make in business is hiring the wrong person. What's more, you're hiring the wrong person 40% of the time. The problem with traditional recruitment is that we are still using resumes as the only way to assess value in a candidate, which is costing us $1 trillion in North America. Hiring the wrong person is costing or giving you a negative 298% return on investment. And in our time of digital transformation, the focus on the new recruitment tech is through resume parsing and AI, which is doing what we've always done, just faster. So the process hasn't changed and the results haven't changed until now. ResumeFree provides you with the top 5 candidates for your role based on key metrics. Using data, computing, and behavioral sciences, we provide accurate and objective results that match candidates with your requirements, all without using a resume. We measure over 200 data points from 3 different data sources to find you the best fit for your role. And we also have a deception algorithm that prevents any falsified applications from getting through. Our proven process reduces the time to hire from weeks to days and costs thousands of dollars less than traditional recruiters. Our beta testers reduced their new hire turnover from the traditional 28% down to 7% at 1 year's tenure. And because we've anonymized our data for selection, we've reduced bias by 100% in the screening process. When it comes to how we measure up, we're on top because we have all the same components except for resume parsing, and we have better outcomes than our competitors. Since first startup TNT, we have bootstrapped our way to having a database with over 23,000 candidates in the Edmonton market. That has grown by 20,000 candidates since January. We also are available on the Microsoft Marketplace and on Azure AppSource, which allows us to have our large contracts with our enterprise level clients. And our focus now is turning into monthly MMR of $10,000 and forward from Q1 2021. So how big is this market? We are looking at $2 billion in COVID numbers. And specifically in North America, that's just over $700 million. And we're going to be targeting $100 million of that addressable market. The beautiful team I get to work with has over 80 years of experience, and we're all entrepreneurs. Our traction to date includes some of these fantastic clients, a few of which that have actually come back to use our product more than once. Now that we know that this formula works, we are raising $650,000 to replicate our process in other markets. So when you need to hire, it's time to go resume free. I'm Awele Technologies, and I hate your resume.
I hate my resume too. So somebody asked, so do candidates pay to go on a platform? Like, are the candidates the ones that pay, or is it the job, like the provider of the job that's paying?
The candidates absolutely do not pay. And in fact, we actually give them something for free for their time. So we give them a report on their greatest strengths when they apply. The way that we have our payment is through a subscription model with our clients, our employers.
Cool. And when you say replicate the process in other markets, how does that tangibly mean that you're going to spend the funds?
So yeah, most of it's going to be going into marketing. So the way our process works is we go after the candidates first. So we start doing advertising for traditional roles or roles that will have a lot of impact in our target clients. So in this realm, it is tech. So we are going after software developers, data administrators, data analysis, that kind. And so we'll spend the majority of the money in doing the job postings and attracting the candidates so that when we go in and we have our conversations with our clients, we can say we have 50,000 people available that are looking to work from anywhere, or 20,000 available to work from Calgary, Vancouver, Montreal, Seattle, Boston, wherever we target next for our plan.
Cool. And are you targeting certain experience levels or industries, or like how are you kind of targeting that job market?
Very easy. We are targeting tech startups that have recently acquired funding. So a Series A means they're going to have some sort of requirement to hire. More importantly, they will have venture capitalists behind them saying, you need to hire the right people. So that's when we go in and say, our tool is actually better because we give you the data so you can do the hiring faster, better, and reduce your turnover in a startup and a scale-up environment.
Gotcha. And so are you creating a talent pool that you kind of present to the companies, or how tangibly does it work as a company that's looking for talent?
We're creating a database. So we are helping out individuals that have been affected through job loss in the last few months here, but we are also making sure that we have the right people applying for the roles. So by that, we create the database. We have a key metric that we want them to hit. So our formula stack, they need to have at least 70% match in that formula stack. So out of those 200 data points before we consider moving them forward into the employer's sector. Currently, we don't have any process to utilize the data from those individuals as candidates that aren't at the 70%, but that could be a future opportunity for different types of income or revenue.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And when you say that we've had clients come back more than once, what does that mean?
So we've had clients use us for one role and they've come back for a second role. And we have one of our first clients that made a hire within 13 days. They've come back and said that they want to do a culture fit formula, which means that they have a specific customized formula for the way that their office environment works. And that formula is an annual agreement with us.
And did you charge for that?
Oh, yeah.
They came back. Nice.
Oh, yeah. So they pay, that particular formula is a setup fee of $2,150, and then it's a $350 a month recurring for us to hold that job posting for them.
Love it. Awesome,
Yeah.
Awesome job, Allie.
Thank you.
We're going to go to the next presenter. Jeremy, who's up next?
Well, that's thank you very much, Allie. Funny enough, Allie and I used to work at a big bank together, and I think she saw my resume back then. So I'm sure it was not.
I totally
great.
did.
I'm sure it was not great. So I apologize for that. I think it might have gotten better. No. So up next we have Nanode Battery Technologies, and I'm going to turn it over to Bing now.
Hi everyone, my name is Bing Cao. I'm CEO and co-founder of Nanode Battery Technologies. Nanode is a small startup that working on electrode for lithium and sodium ion batteries, and we will be a startup to hire people in the future. And Ali just convinced me probably we can use ResumeFree. It's great. Have you ever experienced the battery dying horror when you're outside and your cell phone is dying? The world is just electrifying, and we need better and better batteries with higher capacity to last longer. In last month at Tesla's Battery Day update, Elon Musk clearly pointed out the future for batteries will be more affordable with higher energy storage and faster manufacturing speed. The need is clear: higher capacity, lower cost, and faster manufacture. The solution is to develop a new material with simpler preparation method and ideally avoid the complex wet process. And today I'm going to tell you how Nanode technology is going to make this happen. At Nanode, we focused on the anode of the battery. Believe it or not, the graphite has become the classic material for anode for more than 30 years in the industry. And now it has become the limiting factor for the next generation higher performance batteries. At Anode, we are produce this metal alloy ribbon to replace graphite. Our products not only have higher storage capacity than graphite, but our process is much simpler and scalable. So as you can see from here, we can make this metal alloy ribbon in seconds, and they are freestanding and feed directly into the battery production line in a dry process. Compared to graphite and other new emerging new anode materials, we not only offer high capacity storage and lower cost, we are the only one in the market that produce anode in one-step preparation dry process. So in short, our product is better, faster, and more scalable. We allocate ourselves as cell component supplier in the battery manufacturing value chain. So we already have 2 potential customers, CEC New Energy and Ken Battery, who show great interest in our product and willing to test our anode in their battery production line. The anode material market for lithium and sodium ion batteries is growing dramatically over the years. In 2024, it's going to reach $5.2 billion US. And we have an excellent team consist of scientists, engineers, and business mentors. And we have a total of more than 30 years experience in battery research. And we are supported by the university and the government. So far, we have raised more than 200,000 Canadian dollars to support our startup. And looking into future roadmap, we are raising money for the next step, scaling up test, and eventually the large scale production. So we are here to introduce ourselves, and we are looking for investment partners and friends. If you are interested in your business, please contact us. Thank you.
Oh, great job. This is exciting. You got the chat all fired up. This is great. What is your technology readiness level? How far along are you with this, and how far until commercialization?
I would say we are still in a pretty early stage. Right now, we have a lab scale coin cell demonstration. We are working on larger size commercial prototype development.
Gotcha. And would this round bring you to commercialization, or how long would that take?
This round will, well, like right now, this round will help me further develop of my current prototype, and we are focusing on the patent protection, like IP protection right now. And in next year, Q3, we are planning on raising a bigger round of money for large scale production. Gotcha.
And what would your exit strategy be, or your long-term monetization plan be? How does that work? Who out there would acquire you, or what would that look like?
Yeah, we are in long term, we are looking for merge and acquisition. So eventually, in the ideal situation, like a big battery companies like Panasonic or Tesla would be our ideal target to collaborate.
Gotcha. And what is the projected cost? Is this comparable with graphite, or how does that kind of work?
It's really hard to say, because when it goes down to a specific component of a battery, the price can be very based on the manufacturing procedure and also the structure of the cell itself. But I would say at this time, the raw material price of our product is compatible to graphite. And if you also compare the manufacturing process, graphite manufacturing, you need to mix it with solvent and dry it, paste it on a copper collector and dry it and wait. But our process, we make this anode like I showed in the video, in 1 second, and you use readily without this wet process. So in this perspective, the manufacturing cost would be much lower, and also the scale up ability. We have much larger potential in scaling up production. Only if we can get upgraded equipment, we can get that. And the larger manufacturing scale can certainly reduce the cost further.
Makes sense. That's awesome. Good job. Good job, Bing. Looking forward to seeing how this goes. Jeremy, what's up next?
Thanks, Bing. Appreciate that. And up next, we have Uproot Food Collective, and it'll be Chris talking about that. So go ahead, Chris, whenever you're ready.
There we go. Can you hear me? Can everybody see my my presentation there?
You can.
There.
Okay. Oh, hi everyone. I'm Chris Laurel from Uproot Food Collective. We are food companies, not companies that make food. The food industry is ripe for disruption. Consumers like yourselves are all looking for better products than what exists. Retailers actually want better products on the shelf, but the problem is emerging food companies can't get to market. The problem is this toll staker story. The value chain is riddled with people taking markup, which is preventing companies from commercializing successfully. Our solution is to vertically integrate to change this, to disrupt the commercialization pathway and be the viable marketplace for emerging food companies to scale and grow internationally. We started our journey 6 years ago exploring the farmers market with big dreams. With early success, it gave us the courage to grow and much portfolio. We sell both direct to consumers and to retailers, and we have all the infrastructure to manage the procurement, production, distribution, and sales of all of our products. We've built end-to-end automation, connecting our e-commerce, accounting, production, inventory, customer experience, loyalty and fulfillment, and food safety and control. We adapted quickly during COVID and have seen since 100% year-over-year growth. All of our brands are seeing exponential growth with where we're now consistently generating over 100K per month and are now profitable. During this time, we acquired Natural Kitchen Delights, one of the most successful up-and-coming food companies in the Edmonton ecosystem. And we actually launched our online platform, Uproot Food Store, which now has cross-provincial delivery and contains over 50 local food brands products. We have developed the marketing capacity and sophistication for both B2B and B2C to drive success. Honest Dumplings recently won the Made in Alberta award as the top savory product, where over 200 entries from across the province were entered. Our marketing activities have helped us get into 150 stores where we and drive significant direct-to-consumer revenue. Our team, myself and the rest of the founders, are all passionate and have the knowledge and experience to drive our success. Today, we're raising $500,000 on a 6.5 million cap in order to free up some cash flow, increase our productivity, and help develop and expand the team, as well as drive our marketing. We're ready to go national, and now we need that extra cash to get us there. Thank you for your time.
Super cool, Chris. There's a whole crew of people, so it wasn't just me. It looks like you froze for a few seconds there. I think we probably missed a slide. There was a slide after you had a kid in a shopping cart, and we missed a chunk of stuff right after that. Yeah, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I was saying at this point that, you know, we've developed all of the systems, processes, everything we need to have end-to-end kind of support and integration of everything from distribution, customer fulfillment, to accounting, online sales. All of that stuff is built and ready to scale.
Nice. And so is your game plan to acquire food brands, smaller food brands, roll them up into a larger, into Uproot, and then take them to market? Or how does it kind of work?
Yeah, so I guess first and foremost, we have 3 really strong brands: Honest Dumpling, South Island Pies, and Natural Kitchen Delights. We're having a lot of success as we scale and grow them. Every week we're adding about 3 to 5 new grocery stores right now. And our plans are ultimately to take them national. Now, what's different about us than another food company is we're developing the systems and keeping the scalable infrastructure so that we can absolutely acquire other food companies that are having lots of success regionally but don't have that capability to go national.
Awesome.
And I think last time I pitched in Startup TNT, we talked about this, and it was a big question with investors: is that viable? And actually, since then, we've acquired Natural Kitchen Delights, so I think that validates the model in a big way.
And how's that been going? How did you structure that acquisition, and how's that going?
Yeah, so we did the acquisition both in terms of percent of equity and cash buyout on sales over a 2-year period, and it's gone phenomenal. And I think it really validates everything we're doing, where like we have the relationships with the grocers and we can quickly call them up and have the credibility and know the way they operate and like the programs they're interested in doing, and are quickly able to get these new products on the shelf. And an example of that is Spud Vancouver. NKD was selling in Alberta, but not outside of the province. Because we have our HACCP food safety program, they can now sell out of province. And then when I was able to call up the main buyer for Spud, he was kind of hesitant on, say, chocolate as a category, because there's a lot of people starting chocolate companies, but he was willing to take it because he knew the credibility of Honest Dumplings and South Island Pies, that he was able to say, okay, let's do it and let's go forward on this.
That's awesome. That makes sense. And so your facility that you have pictured in that you were just showing, that one's the one behind McEwen. If I remember correctly, you were looking at moving and stuff like that. How's that whole process going?
Yeah, so right now our focus is right here. We're just we have the ability to kind of 3, 4, or 5x in the current space. So that's really the priority today. The Series A round that we're looking to do after this bridge round will really be focused on developing the next facility, which would allow us to take our meat products nationally. So in our current facility, we can sell all of our plant-based products or the chocolate nationally. Right now we sell throughout Alberta and BC, but it would open up the doors for our broader product offering.
Cool. Love it. Makes sense, Chris. Good work. Great presentation. Thanks for going back as well. Jeremy, who's up next?
Well, thank you for going back, Tim. I don't know if you were like me, but I panicked that it was my screen that was frozen and we were going to lose everything. And I'm sure Michelle thought the same thing. So I'm really happy that we went back and got to hear more about that.
And confirm. Thanks. I did panic.
Yeah, I figured we all did, I think everyone did. So next up we have Financiio, and I'm going to turn it over to Connor, who's going to talk about his digital learning management platform.
Awesome. Is that showing up okay? Okay.
Yeah, looks good.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name's Connor Hasty-Palanda, and I'm one of the co-founders of Financiio, and we're empowering teachers to create the next generation of financially literate youth. So I want everyone to take a step back and think of themselves in high school, and whether you learned enough about finances for when you graduated high school and got into university or started working, things like taxes or budgeting. We've worked with over 2,500 youth in the past year, and we can confidently say the answer is that for most people, it's no. And this isn't a personal problem, it's a national issue. Nationally and globally, young people are unequipped to make proper financial decisions. And the big reason for this is that teachers need better support. Training is not required to teach financial courses in high school. Students are disengaged in financial education because they don't view it as a fun or interesting subject. And unlike other subjects, there's no centralized resources for lesson planning or teaching. So what we're doing is that we're building a digital platform for financial education in high school. Our platform is customizable for the teacher, so it can supplement or replace existing curriculum that they might already have. It's engaging through bite-sized videos and gamified content, and it's quick and easy to integrate directly into the classroom for the teacher, and a seamless transition from what they're already using. So the education market in Canada is huge right now, and it's rapidly expanding. There's over 5.1 million students in school right now in Canada, and in Canada alone, there's a $57.5 billion annual spend just on education. The global education online tools market is 188 billion and it's growing at 9% every year. So we'll see rapid growth over the next few years. In terms of what this means for schools, right now, just in Alberta, there's over 83 high schools in the major cities that are looking to bring better financial literacy tools into their classroom. And this is about 5,300 schools across Canada. And we stand out from the competitors in this area to address these schools' pain points through our provincially aligned curriculum. Unlike our competitors who focus just on getting interesting subjects out that don't necessarily align with what the teachers need, we use provincial regulations and mandates to make sure that the teachers get what they need to teach the students. We operate as a B2B SaaS company and sell directly to the school districts. We charge $3 per student per classroom. And we operate internally as a social enterprise with public grants and subscription models, and we're hoping to get some venture capital to increase our growth. So in Q4 of this year, we're launching in 3 schools, Rundle College, North Point, and a school in Niagara, Ontario at Niagara Spark. We'll be adding 12 schools in January and hoping for a full launch with some public schools in September 2021. And our team has been growing pretty quickly. We recently brought on a CTO who has over 20 years of application development experience. And we also have 2 advisors and have gone through several accelerator programs. So we hope you are all interested in joining us in leading Canada's youth towards a brighter future and empowering teachers and their students with financial literacy. I'm happy to take any questions.
Nice work, Connor. This is great. This is, again, everybody has the chat just blowing up. This is great. What are you asking for? I mean, in terms of the investment and how that all works. What's your game plan there?
Right now, we're looking at raising about 500,000.
Gotcha. And with respect to the curriculum, you said that you were aligned with the provincial curriculums and all that sort of stuff. Sort of how are you making sure that you're aligned? Have you done like curriculum mapping? How does it all shake out? Like, are things super different between provinces and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, so there are huge differences between the provinces. In Alberta, there is a course that's for financial literacy called Career and Life Management that students typically take in grade 11. What's nice is that all the governments, all their program of studies that the curriculum has to follow, it's all available online. So we can look at that and we can talk to teachers who are teaching now to make sure that we're hitting the right points for them and drawing it directly from the curriculum so that they can go through and check all the boxes they need when their administration is checking on them. And if you look at provinces like Ontario or Saskatchewan, that kind of course doesn't exist. So we have to look at all the different curriculums like math, health, to really assess what needs to be taught and to make sure that we're checking all the boxes. And
how many of the planned schools are identified, and how many, like, you presumably have like some sort of sales funnel with respect to the schools if you're launching next year. Sort of how many do you have identified? How many are committed? What is that level of traction so far?
So right now we have 3 schools who we're running a pilot with currently, they're all private schools. There's 2 in Calgary and 1 in Ontario and Niagara. And we have about 12 other schools who are interested in joining us for January when the semesters switch over.
Gotcha. And are the pilots, are they paid pilots or are they they're going to
the 3 that we're doing right now aren't paid, but the ones in January are.
And how have you been finding from the perspective of getting schools to pay? Like, how has that conversation been and how have you been determining that pricing and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, so the pricing is based off of what similar tools are priced at to make them affordable for the different schools. And we tried to pick a price that worked across different sizes of school districts. Right now, our sales strategy is to talk to the private schools because their decision-making process and bureaucracy is a lot lower. And we're starting the conversations right now with the public institutions. So look at Edmonton Public or Edmonton Catholic. And we are working with the Ministry of Education to make sure that this is approved for use in the schools and then getting approval from the school board trustees themselves.
Awesome. Great work. That's 6 minutes. So, again, chat's blowing up. This is awesome. I love it. Love the questions coming in and great work, Connor. Jeremy, who's up next?
The chat was the funniest thing I read was the what we learned in high school is how to write a check. It's like that's really holds up now. So that was great. Thanks, Connor. Appreciate that. Next up, we're going to have Kevin from Elev who's going to present to us. So Kevin, whenever you're ready.
1 second. Ooh. Can you hear me?
You're good to go.
Oh, awesome. All right. Hello, my name is Kevin, and we're Elev, a platform that helps students find their home away from home. In 2018, after being accepted into the nursing program at the U of A, I had to figure out where to live, and campus residence was not an option for me because I could not afford even the cheapest option available. As a teenager, fresh out of high school, with no experience living 5 hours away from Edmonton, I had to find an off-campus rental by myself. Every year, hundreds of thousands of students are faced with the same problem that I did. The cost for campus residence continues to increase while the quality stays low, and finding an off-campus rental is difficult because of the lack of experience. And after moving in, there is nothing to help students be good tenants and live a stress-free tenancy. For landlords hosting these students, finding the right tenants is a tedious and time-consuming process, and property managers who can be hired to do it cost way too much, in some cases, the entirety of a month's rent. And if they are lucky to find great tenants, they still have to manually manage their properties because the tools available are pricey. And that's where Elev comes in, a platform that helps students through every step of the rental process and helps small to mid-sized landlords find great tenants and manage their properties like pros. Our 5-step process makes it easy for students to find housing quickly, from being matched with an ideal rental to signing their leases. And we don't stop there. Students can pay their rent, message their hosts and roommates, perform inspections, and monitor their utility usage. Our platform is simpler and better. Results are intelligently sorted, suggesting the best option for the students based on their budgets, commute time to school, and other preferences. And from scheduling a viewing in one click to paying the rent, everything a tenant and the landlord needs is done through one platform, Elev. To make money, we charge a fixed monthly subscription and a 4% commission fee per unit that is assessed to the landlord. And we estimate that would create a $4 billion total addressable market in North America. Existing products are not taking students seriously, and they're only looking at a single side of a problem that has multiple. To acquire students, we partner with student unions and universities, setting up a revenue sharing plan. And for landlords, we carefully analyze listings from third-party sites and curate the ideal student rentals. Today, we've partnered with the biggest student union in the province, replacing their existing housing registry with over 100 hosts, and we will be included in their product suites that are offered to student unions throughout the country. We're asking for $200,000 to finish development and get into 10 of the 15 biggest schools in the country within the next 18 months. Our team is made up of students who all went through this painful experience of living off campus, and we want to bring a solution for our fellow students. Thank you very much.
Nicely done, Kevin. You got a pile of people that are interested in what you're up to. This is great. Is the product live? So you have this partnership with the SU of the U of A. How much of this is already done and in the market and making money for you already?
We're not making money yet. We're just about to wrap up our first MVP, which we'll be starting to test with some of the landlords that are on the existing housing registry. And from there, we'll start building, adding feature on top of feature to get to where we want to go.
Gotcha. And did you said a 4% commission fee on top of the monthly rental amount, correct? Is that,
yeah, so
how does that fall in line with sort of the prevailing property management companies and stuff like that are in the market?
Yeah, absolutely. So property management, they charge anywhere from 8% upwards of 15% of the month's rent. And on top of that, they do charge a fee for finding tenants, which sometimes ranges from 50% of the month's rent to 100% of the month's rent. So we're charging an amount that's minimal compared to that. And what we're doing is empowering landlords to be able to manage their own properties so that they can avoid the cost that property management presents.
Gotcha. And so who pays? Is it the student or is it the landlord, or who's the payer in this scenario?
Yeah, absolutely. So the landlord does pay the fixed monthly subscription fee, and they also have a 4% fee that's attached to every single unit. And just as you can do it on Eventbrite or Airbnb, they can just add that fee onto their rent amounts, and it will be divided equally throughout to all the students living in the unit.
Gotcha. And how do you get the utility usage into the app? How does that tie in?
Great question. So what we're doing right now is every month when the landlord wants the students to pay for the utilities, what they do is they basically enter in, type in the field how much electricity was, how much gas was, et cetera, and once we're able to, and further down in the future, we're looking into being able to integrate that so that the results and the amounts are live and automatic.
Gotcha. This is awesome. Nicely done. I remember seeing you, I don't know what, like 10 months ago or so, and this was just an idea in a business plan competition, and now here you are.
That's right.
Real passion for real things. This is great. Nicely done, dude.
Thank you.
Cool. Jeremy, who's up next?
Thanks, Tim. We have next up, we have Codo, and Rob, we'll turn it over to Rob. Whenever you're ready, Rob.
Okay, hi everybody, my name's Rob. I'm one of the founders of Funx, and I'm here to talk to you today about Codo. This is my other partner, Brittany. Funx owns a couple of businesses, but the one that most people know is Laser City. We've got a facility in Edmonton, one in Calgary. We do laser tag, mini paintball, things like that. We are experts in the kid entertainment industry. So the big problem a lot of people are having at the moment, a lot of kids are stuck at home and a lot of activities are not available. So a lot of kids are not getting socialization, they're not developing interpersonal skills, things like that. And that problem is not going away anytime soon, unfortunately. It's a big problem. Our target audience with our current businesses is kids ages 6 to 12. And as you can see with those numbers, there is a lot of them around. So the solution, online camps and clubs, groups of 6 kids, ages 6 to 12, they come together. They're hosted by one of our staff who are absolutely awesome with kids. We're doing entertainment-focused get-togethers, currently focused around Minecraft and Roblox, just because those are obviously huge things with kids at the moment. Codo Clubs is our after-school program, typically starts around 4:30, 90-minute long once a week, and it's to replace things like scouts, swimming, taekwondo, that kind of stuff. And our Codo camps, we were mostly doing those in the summer. They're week-long, Monday to Friday, a couple of hours a day, and they give parents a lot of free time. So the kids get to socialize with other kids, meet new friends, develop those social skills, as well as be exposed to positive role models in the form of our staff. And it gives parents a predictable couple of hours to do work or have meetings or whatever. Here's some of our staff running some of our Codo camps and clubs. Some of them do it from inside our facilities. Some of it do it from inside their homes, which works really well for some of them. Here's a little clip of some kids in Codo Club. They're all very busy playing Minecraft in that particular one. Here they're doing a show and tell, which they it's not all about the gaming, it's about kids being kids together. And here's one of our favorite activities. This is Foodles, where they draw. That is not sure what that is, but it's pretty imaginative. We've been doing these for a while now. First Codo camp was back in May. Camps run until the end of the summer, and the Codo Club started in September, more of an after-school product. And so far, we've done about $32,000 in sales, and as you can see, in an upward trajectory. Most of our customers are from Canada, about 50% are from Alberta, which makes sense. We have a strong brand awareness already in Alberta, which we've been able to leverage, but that other 50% is people we have no contact with, and 13% of them from the US, which is something we're super, super excited about because things are not good there when it comes to COVID, as we all know. Business model, my biggest cost of goods is obviously labor, about 35% without the Canadian wage subsidy, which I'll talk about in a minute. Limited CapEx, and it is very, very scalable, as said, because people can do it from home. We're in a unique situation. We've been in this business for a long time in the kids entertainment space. We have eligibility for the wage subsidy. So right now, 75% of our wages are being paid by the government, and that does apply to Codo, and that has just been extended until next summer, which is awesome. We have a lot of existing infrastructure to lean upon. Our team, some of it comes from Funx. Obviously, our hosts, our staff, we already have a lot of those. We know how to get them. Customer service supervision is all done by Funx. We've recently, a while ago, hired a developer as well as a marketing specialist just to focus on Codo. Ramping up our online marketing to get some more business. That's what we're doing at the moment, as well as developing new topics. A lot of interest in Fortnite, and then we're really looking forward to doing something which is specifically for girls. We're looking to raise a seed round, probably in the region of $100,000 to $150,000 in the form of a convertible note. And it's primarily going to be used to increase our digital marketing efforts at the moment, because we just need to get ourselves in front of more customers. Yeah, if anyone wants to get in touch, my email is there. And if anyone wants to try our service, if you use the promo code TNT on codo.ca, you can get 50% off.
Awesome stuff, Rob. So it's integrated with the laser tag operation and stuff like that. How does an investor invest in this business? Is it a
Absolutely.
or how does it work?
Yeah. No, so we're going to be spinning Codo off as its own corporation in the very near future here. So we will be spinning it off, and that will be what people will be investing in. So,
gotcha. And
yeah, we think this has a lot of legs on its own.
Gotcha.
So.
And so then, what does an exit strategy kind of look like here? Like, what's kind of the game plan for this?
So we actually think there's a couple of options, a couple of people in the entertainment space that might be interested in this. Everybody in the real world entertainment industry is kind of screwed right now, and I say that from experience. And then you've got some really big players in that world. I'm not going to say people like Disney, but like that, you can see that type of people. And then the other one, to be honest, is the educational providers, the Oxford Learnings of the world, the Kumans. They are super struggling right now with online delivery of their products. And they're potentially going to look into, trying to develop some of that technology, which we've kind of nailed, as well as like how to run them. So there's a couple of different places it could go, but it's going to be an acquisition of some kind.
There's a couple questions around sort of privacy and screening and just safety in general.
Yeah.
Talk about, some child privacy laws, and then also some stuff around, how do you vet the team and how that process
Absolutely.
works?
So one of the luxuries we've had is that we're currently using our existing staff. So we obviously know them, they are vetted, they are background checked, everything like that. And they're awesome with kids. And we've got 30 or so of them part-time staff in Alberta at the moment. So we've got a long way to go on that part. All of our things are private. It's only that group of 6 kids. And because we're doing video, obviously we can see the kids. We know they are kids, everything like that. So it's very locked down. A lot of the parents are telling us that they like this because their kids get to play online on private Minecraft servers, on private Roblox games, knowing that a responsible adult is looking after them, and it's only those kids who are playing together. So we've got, customers with 7-year-old kids who won't let their kids play multiplayer online games except with us. And that's something they're willing to pay for.
Gotcha. Well, good stuff. Good stuff, Rob. This is a great pivot. And folks here are super impressed around how quickly you were able to, react to COVID, still get the SUs and turn a business around in record time. This is awesome.
There was a couple of weeks at the beginning where we were like, you know what, we're just going to take a vacation. And then we were like, no, we're going to have to do something. And this is our something. So
that's awesome. Yeah, you can't go anywhere. So we're good. Yeah, Jeremy, who's up next?
Thanks, Rob. Great presentation. Appreciate that. Next up is Skillstrader.com, and I'm going to turn it over to Fadi whenever he is ready.
Thanks a lot, Jeremy. And we're going to buck the trend here. We didn't have time to prepare a little slideshow, so you'll have to deal with my background. So my name is Fadi. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Skillstrader.com. Skillstrader was born during my time in the automotive space. As a multi-shop owner and as a VP of marketing for a national banner in Canada, I learned firsthand the challenges of finding the right talent and expertise for my business. As Ali mentioned, the wrong hire could be very expensive. So even in these times, many of the trades out there are still struggling to find people in the midst of a global pandemic. And there are very few new students entering the trade schools across North America. And many of the trades are still experiencing huge labor shortages. So what's Skillstrader? Skillstrader is a platform that is dedicated for those professionals in the trade. We give them a home where they can find jobs, where they can showcase their skills, and they can access the latest training in their respective fields. We've often been called the LinkedIn of the trades, which is a very nice thing to say, because we grow with the professional throughout their careers, not only when they're looking for work. High school students or individuals that are looking to explore the trades can use some of the tools that we've developed in our app to help them find the different trades, access data on salaries across North America, and different job openings that might be present to them, with a goal of hopefully attracting more people to the trades. The technological advancements in these industries make training and continued education a very important part of the journeyman's life. Our recommendation engine can help guide a user to the next course or certification in their career that will make them more competitive in that space. Because of the unique nature of the trades, certifications is an easy way for us to use a benchmark when we're trying to connect technicians with potential employers. Again, nobody likes to write flowery essays on themselves, and I can guarantee you that no shop likes to read them. Knowing that a candidate can fix a Tesla and put it back together properly is really what the business wants to know. So what's the next steps for Skillstrader? We need to continue on developing the AI behind our Skillstrader score. And so the score is assigned to a technician based on their training, their education, and their experience in a specific role. A technician that's achieved a higher score would mean that this is a technician that's achieved higher technical training. So by doing so, we give the opportunity to the business to take a quick decision on a candidate and gauge if they have the right tools for the job, again, saving the employer a ton of time during the hiring process. Right now, even during these crazy times, there are over 300,000 openings in automotive across North America. And this is an industry that's seen a 70% decline in its overall business during the current pandemic. As we prepare to go to market, we feel like we're in a great position to make an impact because of our executive experience in the space, because of the partnership that we've established prior to the rollout, as well as a super strong in-house technical team that we've built that can deliver the product that the users will use. So I'm ready for your questions.
Good work, Fatty. So how long have you guys been around? I mean, we've met, but I don't know. I actually don't know the answer to that question. When did you start?
Yeah, so we started. We did a soft launch last May, and the progression of the company was moving too fast for somebody like me. So we actually we did a friends and family round, and we shut the whole operation down in December. And we've been just working hard with our team to deploy the technology that's really needed to be able to go to market.
And so what does that mean in terms of like, what kind of technology do you see as like that immediate next step? Things are kind of getting out of hand. What did you?
Yeah, so we definitely needed to build our application. The technicians in the trades, you know, the computer is not necessarily a tool that they have. We knew that if we wanted to make an impact, we had to put that technology in their hands. And so that's why we developed the app.
Gotcha. And so you said you've developed an app, and then is it also online, or how does it kind of work? Correct.
We do have a website, and we do have the application. So things that happen on the internet, you know, happen on the application at the same time.
Gotcha. And so how would you define your traction to date? Like, how do you know that you're onto something?
Well, we're onto something because I think some of the traction that we've had. I mean, we were accepted into the Microsoft for Startup family. Last summer, we were invited to, present Skillstrader to Berkshire Hathaway in Dallas. Nate has been our #1 supporter since day one, so we work very closely with the schools. And some of the industry leaders that have joined the launch of Skillstrader are, large Fortune 200 companies like 3M, Sherwin-Williams, Axalta, and we're constantly in talk with large organizations that do provide that continued education because of the crazy space of the micro education that's out there. It's very hard for people that are looking for specific training to find it all in one place. So we've kind of given them that.
And those Fortune 200 companies that you say that you're working with, are they paying you, or how does the kind of monetization strategy work for you going forward?
Yeah, so there's different revenue streams for the company. Yes, some of those companies do pay us to have their course curriculum on our platform. Companies pay to have their jobs on the platform, as well as we start to grow, we see a marketing angle as well, where, for example, a Snap-on, their target audience is not so much on LinkedIn. That audience will be on Skillstrader because that's where the tradespeople are. So they can really target their marketing to a more specific audience.
And what kind of trades are you targeting? You talked about, the car industry, but What sort of industry?
So we launched in automotive, of course, because of our background and our connections in automotive. But we're making a little bit of a pivot into construction as well. We're going to be announcing in the next couple of weeks our new partnership with Women Building Futures. One of the mandates that we have at Skillstrader is to attract different kinds of people to the trades. And so bringing women to the trade is a segment that needs to happen. We are looking at construction, and at the same time, by targeting potentially a different trade, we want to be able to show that our machine learning can actually take an individual who's potentially struggling in a vertical and guide them to the opportunities in a new vertical. So if you want to go from construction or welding or oil and gas to automotive, for example, we can actually show you how to get there by providing you with the courses that you would need to take, well, to get you to that spot.
Super cool. I love it, Fatty. Great work. I'm excited to see where this goes. This is awesome.
Thanks.
Jeremy, what's going on? Who's next?
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it. I love the chat blowing up, but everyone should point out what their favorite part of his background was. Mine is the original Air Jordans. Was definitely the best piece there after watching The Last Dance. So that was great.
Is that a Skillstrader helmet?
What's that?
Is that a Skillstrader helmet?
Amazing.
Awesome.
All right. So
I'm a football coach, so we do love football in this house.
Oh, there you go. Oh, Cowboys fan I see behind there. All right, so up next we have Godfrey from Awele Technologies, and I'm going to turn it over to Godfrey whenever you're ready.
Yeah, hello. Can you see my slide?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
But yeah, there we go. That's better. Yeah.
It's okay now?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, everybody. My name is Godfrey Okeke. I'm the founder and CEO of Awele Technologies. Awele is a managed marketplace that makes international shipping of vehicles and heavy equipment from North America to Africa as easy as buying a book on Amazon. As you may know, international shipping of heavy equipment like vehicles goes through the ocean with the aid of ocean containers. However, today, most of the ocean containers are over 65% underutilized, meaning that the spaces are not well optimized. And moreover, in order to find the right shipping service providers like freight forwarders and custom brokers, sometimes spend over 5 days. And also, most of these customers at the time of shipping their goods are not aware of the exact customs tariff and the compliance of their shipment. Awele have solved this problem. We solved this problem by making sure that the empty container space is better optimized. As you can see here, instead of having an empty container, now we have up to 40% cost savings in the container space. Also, customers are able to instantly find and book shipment with vetted service providers and they're able to track it in real time. Also, our solution is able to proactively predict or give the customer an idea of the custom tariff and compliance. Now, how are we able to do this? We're able to do this through our web marketplace. Here, a customer can put information about their shipments. Then Awele will be able to show them different service providers, the cost of shipping and custom brokerage of their shipment, the reviews from past customer, the cost, and this customer will be able to select the best service provider. We started this 4 years ago, providing offline solution for B2B businesses in Alberta and BC, generating over $1 million in revenue. However, we launched our online solution last October, and in the last 6 months, despite COVID, we've been able to generate over $200,000 in gross merchandise volume. How do we make money? We make money by charging up to 20% commission. We make money by charging up to 20% commission, but also charge up to 50% for the services we provide directly.
Hey Godfrey, this is awesome. What are you looking for? How much money are you looking for? What's your ask here?
Sorry, okay, so we are raising $500,000. We are raising $500,000 in convertible note and save, and this will help us launch new markets, 1 Canadian market and 2 US markets, and also to speed up our product iteration.
Nice. And what do you use the money for when you're launching into a new market? Is it exclusively for marketing, or is there something to do with product, or what do you need to do?
Yes, it's actually acquiring more customers. It's purely marketing.
Nice. That's awesome. And you said that you had 200,000 of GMV in kind of the last 6 months through COVID on the online platform. How do you define your GMV? Is it, you know, the price of the shipping, or is it the value of the cargo, or what is the GMV?
Oh, gross merchandise volume, that's actually the cost of the shipping, trucking, warehousing, all the services we provide on our platform. So it's not the value of the cargo.
And then you charge up to 20% on top of that 200,000, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And why we say up to 20% is because we charge different commission on different services. For instance, for trucking, we charge different commission for ship freight and then for custom brokerage. So depending on the dynamics of the market.
Gotcha. And how many people on your platform are repeat shippers?
Okay, so as a two-sided marketplace, on the service provider side, we have 3 freight forwarders and 3 custom brokers, just for the Edmonton to the Nigerian market. However, on the demand side, we have over 20 to 30 unique customers that have used our platform to ship their goods.
Gotcha. And then on the customer side, so the people that are shipping, do you have repeat customers, or do you track, you know, who's shipping more than once or anything like that?
Yes, we have. In fact, what we're actually very excited about is the referrals that the repeat customers have also brought forward for us. You know, so one is referrals. We have strong referral word of mouth, but also we have repeat customers.
Gotcha. And how does the online business tie in with the offline business? You said that offline was started before. How do those two kind of marry up and work together?
So currently there are 2 separate entities, but our go-to-market strategy is based on the feedback from the offline. We are building the online business and then onboarding the customers to the online business. So eventually the offline will be shut down or will not exist, but we are onboarding them on the online business.
Awesome. And is this, you're talking about new sources of cargo to go to Nigeria. Are you looking at new countries beyond Nigeria and Africa, or is it just Nigeria for now?
For now, Nigeria is a big market, like it's massive. For now, we are focusing on Nigeria, but we are looking maybe after next year, we might be expanding to some other market, yes.
Love it. Great work, Godfrey. Always love hearing the update. This is great. Jeremy, who's up next?
Thanks, Tim. We're coming up on our last one. I know, I can't even believe it. And it looks like it is, because it looks like it's getting darker in Tim's room there. So next up we have DiveThru, and I'm going to turn it over to Sophie to talk about her company. Go ahead,
Hi,
Sophie.
everyone. Thanks for staying on with us this whole time. I so appreciate everyone's time. So my name is Sophie Gray, and I'm going to pop this open to full screen here. So my name is Sophie Gray, and I'm the founder of DiveThru, a mental wellness company helping people dive through what they go through. And I think we can all kind of relate that we're feeling a little stressed lately. We're maybe more anxious than ever, insecure, overwhelmed, lonely. And they say that 1 out of 5 people experience mental illness, but I think it's pretty fair to say that 5 out of 5 people know what it's like to be stressed. And we're living in a time where people are finally talking about it. We have celebrities talking about their mental health, from Ryan Reynolds talking about his anxiety to Emma Stone talking about her first panic attack. As a society, we're finally lifting the rug we've been collectively sweeping our feelings under. And underneath that rug is a $38 billion industry. So this is the self-help industry and then the mental health industry itself. So we are a team of young people. DiveThru is a team of young people helping millennials and Gen Z take charge of their mental well-being. The resources that we create, the mental health resources we create, help people quiet their mind, resolve conflict, gain clarity, alleviate stress. You name it, we can help people dive through it. We work with a team of mental health professionals to create a number of different resources. Now, these resources include articles, podcasts, videos, journaling exercises, and other types of tangible mental health tools that can really help people work through all of those not so great feelings that they're facing. Now, we roll in all of these resources into the DiveThru app, where we also deliver a feeling tracking feature where people can really take a moment each day to understand the way that they're feeling, the mood, and from there, we offer up the content based on that feeling. And as well, we offer a community forum where people can connect with other people who are going through similar things, because it's really hard to face mental health and mental health struggles, but it's even harder when you're doing it alone. So right now, what we're doing with DiveThru is we're combining the world of a media network with a subscription app. We are delivering our content through our app as well as our website, and really delivering content through 2 ways that can be monetized. So right now, our existing metrics. Right now, we're sitting just about at 100,000 app downloads. When I had came to the Startup TNT pitch in this event last year, we were at just around 15,000. So it's been a nice little bit of growth since then. But not just app downloads. We're no longer just focusing on that. We're really focusing on our overall network. This is involving our web traffic, email lists, and our overall social media reach, because we're not just monetizing what's within the app. We're monetizing the app, yes, through a freemium content model where people can use the app for free, and then if they want to subscribe to access our more premium content, they can do so. But we're expanding through brand partnerships. Now, these brand partnerships can be brought through the app and through the content in the app, but our content, such as our podcasts, our videos, our articles, exists outside of the app as well. So really using social media to be able to sell sponsored partnerships within these content sources. And again, really expanding the model to be able to monetize our viewers and our community in 2 ways. So our marketing plan is simple. Go where the young people are. That's through influencer marketing, online paid marketing, and other mediums to really connect with where they are the most. So when we look at our competition, we'll see companies like Calm and Headspace really focusing on the SaaS consumer app side. And how we're different is we have an unmatched understanding of our target market. We're made by young people. We know what we're going through, and we're really building and creating from that place. In addition to that, we're monetizing your users in 2 ways, and we have a founder, myself, with a built-in audience. So, like I mentioned at the beginning, my name's Sophie Gray. I have over 400,000 followers and worked in the health and wellness space for the last 8 years. I've been featured all over the internet talking about my mental health and have really been seen as a leader in this space. But of course, I'm not alone. We've really been developing an incredible team since our last time at Startup TNT, having an in-house mental health professional, a brand partnership expert, and someone that does some serious digital ad buying, which is what we're all about. We're also incredibly fortunate to have an incredible board of advisors, from our existing investors to individuals who have hands-on experience growing large content sites with over 27 million monthly users. Right now, we're looking to raise a round of $2 million for our seed round at a safe structure. So that's it. That's all. That's my my little pitch for you. So of course, I'm here for any and all questions that you might have.
Awesome stuff, Sophie. It looks like you've pivoted a bit since we heard from you back in the day. What drove that change, and you know, how did that come about?
Yeah, absolutely. I really like to, if I'm going to put my marketing hat, call this pivot and expansion, if we want to call it that. So what happened when COVID hit? So we had launched the app had launched in the App Store November 2019. We were doing great things. We were getting out there. We were getting our rhythm going. And then COVID hit in the middle of March. So at that time, we made the decision to make the app completely free. We had always had free content available, but we decided to lift that paid wall to really be able to help as many people as possible. And what we realized from that was two things. Realized that people were needing more mental health support than ever. And secondly, journaling isn't really the only medium that people connect with. It's kind of like in school, how there's some people that really identify they're hands-on learners or they have to read. And we realized that we wanted to deliver mental health resources through multiple mediums. So that was where we really expanded into these more comprehensive resources and really becoming a mental wellness hub.
Gotcha. That's awesome. And then so you're raising $2 million. What's the game plan with that? What are you going to use that for?
Absolutely. So right now we are really in our rhythm in terms of the app development, where we're at with that. So that money is going to be used for expansion in terms of marketing and then content development. I know people can kind of get a little scared when I say content development because often they think a large price tag is attached to that, but not the way that we do it. We do it effectively, and it's really the world that we thrive in. So really using that money to be able to expand our network, our offerings, grow our user base, increase the usage they spend within the app by increasing content, bringing out big external hosts and things like that for podcast shows that are DiveThru originals. So really using that money for marketing and then content expansion.
Love it. Always great to hear from what DiveThru's up to, and looking forward to seeing how this all works out. That's it, right, Jeremy? What do we have going on next?
We're done. We did it.
Woo.
We're only 7 or 8 minutes behind schedule.
Oh, cruise
Just
through it.
My son is coming in with his pants off, so it's perfect timing.
You say we're over, but we're only halfway.
Not over here. But
we have the Discord. We have the after party. We have beers. We have a time to be had. So Michelle's posted the Discord link in the Zoom chat here. Make sure to join that. We're going to be hanging out there. We're trying to replicate the Polar Park, experience. We have tables. We want to just hang out, be people, and make sure to join that. If you haven't been on, it's essentially like Slack. It's essentially like a combination of Slack and Zoom. You can join on and hang out with people and just live life. The other thing is, besides the Discord this evening, we're doing the same thing with different companies next week. So same time, same place, slightly different place. Make sure to get the new Zoom link. It's both in the pamphlet or program that we have online and probably was sent to you. But make sure that you sign up on the Eventbrite if you want to get those free beers. So if you didn't sign up for those and you're wondering, hey, how do I get those? The answer is go onto Eventbrite and get them. They're free. They're awesome. Thanks to our sponsors for being able to give you those beers. Thanks to our sponsors for being able to make this all happen. And of course, thanks to the investors for listening in on these pitches and of course for investing into one of these great companies. Looking forward to seeing how this all goes and chat with you guys soon. See you guys in a week. And
thanks everybody.
Yeah. And thanks for co-hosting, Jeremy. Great work.
Yeah, it was fun. Thanks for having me.
Anytime. See you guys.
Bye, everyone.